The dead monk spoke to me that night, and what he said still haunts me, because it was true. I was 16 when it happened. Our village sat between two mountains, quiet and forgotten. We had one monk who lived near the old river shrine. People said he was strange. He didn't beg, he didn't talk much. He just watched the world like he already knew how it would end. His name was Sonam. He used to walk through the village every morning with a small bell, ringing it once at every house. When I asked him why he did that, he said, to remind people they're still alive. At the time, I didn't understand. One night a flood came. Rain fell for days. The river roared like a beast. The ground shook. Trees fell. People ran, screaming, holding their children, their animals, anything they could save. The monk didn't run. He stayed in his hut by the river. I saw him. He was sitting outside on the wet ground, facing the river with his eyes closed. The water was rising fast, up to his knees, then his waist.
Master Sonam, come, you'll die.
You only die once, but you fear death every day. Then the water took him. Just like that, he was gone. For days we searched. No body, no robe, nothing. Some people said the river took him to the mountains. Others said spirits took him away. But on the third night I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing the sound of his bell, soft, slow, coming from the river. I thought I was dreaming, but I went out anyway. The moon was full, the water had gone down, and there by the riverbank I saw him, not his body, his shape, faint, like smoke, but real. I froze. He looked at me and smiled. His voice was calm. You still fear the river? I couldn't speak. He said, you can't stop the flood. You can only learn to stand in it. Then he was gone. The bell was lying in the mud where he'd sat before. The next morning, the villagers found me by the river, holding the bell. They said I looked pale, like I'd seen death. Maybe I had. Since that night, I've lived differently. When things fall apart, I remember his words. You can't stop the flood. You can only learn to stand in it. I lost my father. I lost my job. I've seen pain that could drown a man's soul. But I remember that monk, sitting in the rain, unshaken. He wasn't fearless because he didn't care. He was fearless because he understood that fear changes nothing. The dead monk spoke to me that night, and he never spoke again. He didn't have to. Because once you understand his words, you stop running from the flood. You start learning to stand. Subscribe and like the channel Wisdom and You.